All right, so welcome to Scratch challenge number 3. I hope my screen is loading properly because I'm just getting a little bit of an error message here, but I'm gonna just kind of keep going forward and hope that we're good to go. Some volume issues. This is about my third time trying this, so here we go. So welcome to Scratch challenge number 3, and I've just got to start, I've got my cat and my shark loaded as sprites. To just review real quick, I can move them, and the code that I've kind of pre-set up is the arrow keys to move the cat. And I haven't done anything special or fancy in there. And I'm doing inside the shark, the W, A, S, and D keys to move around my shark. So there's me moving the cat and the shark around. You can see I can move them separately from each other, and you can see that they move with the W, A, S, and D keys for the shark. Sometimes people get confused about which one they're looking at, whether or not they're looking at the cat or the shark. If their code looks really similar, don't forget to look down here where your sprites area is. And you can see the cat sprite here and the code that's inside the cat. You can even see a little picture of the cat right there. And then the WASD keys are for the shark. And you can see the shark right there. And the blue hover or the active state is given to the shark. So there's your two characters that you have within Sprite or in Scratch right now. So there's my setup with the keys. What you're going to do now is in coding, one of the things that commonly you want to do is something called hit detection. Hit detection is how you know when one object's touching another object. So how do you know the cat's interacting with the background or how the cat is interacting with the shark? So right now, when the cat touches the shark, nothing happens. So it's not like anything special happens. It just kind of moves over top of it and nothing occurs. So what we're going to do to start is we're going to pull in an if-then block. So if, then. And you can see the hexagon piece inside. So only a hexagon piece will fit inside there. So I'm going to look inside sensing now, and I'm going to use, there's two different touching blocks that we can use, but I'm going to use this touching block right here. And this one right here is the touching, and you can pick from the menu. So you can choose if it's touching the mouse pointer, if it's touching the edge of your area right here, or if it's touching the other character. And it will automatically populate with all your other sprites that you have selected. So I'm going to go with if touching shark. So to read this, it would be that if the cat is touching the shark, then do something. So what we're going to do for the do something is I'm going to add in a say hello for 2 seconds. But the cat's scared of the sharks. Let's say yikes instead. So now if the cat is touching the shark, then say yikes for 2 seconds. I encourage you to always test your code out before you get it to run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the cat over top the shark, and hopefully it will say yikes. So if you're following along, please press pause now and test it to see what happens. All right, so you're back, or you didn't press pause, but I hope that you pressed pause and tested it. Now I'm going to test it, and hopefully you're sitting there, thinking about, or you kind of know what's going to happen. I'm really excited about getting it close to the shark, and then I touch it in. Oh, nothing happens. Oh, Mr. Smith, why are you making us do these challenges if it don't work? So I kind of did this on purpose to try to bring out some of your thinking. So the code only looked once to see if the cat was touching the shark. It looked once, the cat wasn't touching the shark, and then it basically stopped looking. You have to, the programming or the computer isn't smart. You got to tell it exactly what you want it to do. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this forever block, and you wrap the forever block around, and you can tell you're doing it right when it opens up and it looks like it's going to eat that if block, and you can see now the forever block is around, and forever, if the cat is touching the shark, then it'll say yikes. So let's try this. I'd like you to press pause and try it out. Welcome back. So now I hope that you know what's going on, and so you're excited, you're ready to test it out, and you brought the cat over top the shark, and nothing happened when the cat touched the shark. Good. So again, you have to be really specific with the computer and when you do programming. The problem is the computer or the program doesn't know when to start forever. It doesn't know when forever starts. So what we're going to do is we're bringing in an event, and this will be when the flag is clicked, forever look to see if the cat is touching the shark then. So I'd like you to go ahead and test that out. Wonderful. So hopefully you tested it out, and one of two things happened. It worked or it didn't. If it didn't work, you forgot one important step. You forgot to click the flag. So you can see for me, it's not working because I didn't click the flag. When you click the flag, now we're ready to rock. Wonderful. And you can get all sorts of awesome things to happen when the cat is touching the shark. So one idea is you can position the cat. So let's say this is the cat's starting position where it starts the whole program. And what you can do is you can use a go to. And so if the cat's touching, I could set it to go to. And if this is the starting point, over here gives us the X, Y coordinates of where the cat is located right now. So you can see as I drag the cat around on the stage, the X, Y coordinates change. The amazing thing about the go to block is the go to block will also tell you if this is your starting point and you drag it on, it will remember this spot right here as your go to point. So I'm going to use the cat here as a starting point. I'm going to bring a go to, and there we go. So I've dropped that in. So now it's going to say, when the flag's clicked, forever, if the cat's touching the shark, then say yikes and go to. So here we go. I'm going to click the flag to make sure we're ready to go. And then I bring the cat over. It's going to say yikes for 2 seconds when it touches. 1, 2. And then jump back to our starting point. So that would be an example. You could also, for example, use a hide. And you could hide something. You could do all sorts of things. You could switch costume. You can do lots of fun things when the cat touches the shark. So that's the basic idea of how to use hit detection and how to get it to work. So there's a quick little block of code for you to look at and to kind of remember. You can also tell if the flag's being clicked, because you can see right now it's not glowing, and as soon as you click the flag, it glows and it tells you that you've clicked the flag and it's going. So what I've done is to help you out with this challenge, I've made you a maze. I've called it maze sample, and it's by Ryp Smith, which is my username. And so this maze sample you can get a copy of, and I'll show you how to do that right now, and I'll also show you how to find it. So I've tagged it twice with the 2 different codes that seem, or 2 different tags that seem to be using, that are seeming to be used. So I'm just going to sign out here real quick, and so that way everyone can see how to find that and how to get a copy of it. So I'm just going to sign out, and so you've signed in as you. So let's pretend you've signed in. You're going to go to Explore. Once you click on Explore, then you're going to go down here to Tag, and you're going to go TLDSB code. Once you go to TLDSB code, you're going to start looking for something by Ryan Smith. And you guys are doing a fantastic job. I'm so happy to see all the different Scratch activities that have been done. You can see there's Maze Fun already started here. Somebody's been working on this. Is amazing, some of the work that you guys have been doing. So really you're looking for my maze sample, or you're looking for my username, RYP Smith, and either of them will get you. So I didn't find the maze sample, but hey, I found something else by RYP Smith. So I'm going to click on RYP Smith. And here now you can see all the different things that I've ever made and shared and made public. So here is the maze sample. I'm going to click on the maze sample. If you want to get a copy of this for this activity, you're going to click See Inside. And if you want to get a copy of this yourself, you're going to click Remix. And that's going to save the project to your Scratch account so you don't have to remake this maze background. But for right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain what I've done. So first of all, the cat looks smaller. What I did was I used a set size block of code. And so this is usually how big the cat is. And if you click on the block, it'll get it to happen. So that's usually how big the cat is. So what I did was I brought the cat in, and then I reduced its size. And so instead of shrinking it using the costumes, I shrunk it using code. And so that guarantees that all the costumes for the cat will always be set to 40%. I don't have to sit there and fight with it to get it to happen. It'll just be there. So what I want you to do is I want you to bring in the blocks of code. Maybe you decide on a starting point. Maybe your starting point's here. Maybe the starting point's here. I don't know where you want the starting point to be, but let's say the starting point's there. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have the cat at a starting point. That's part 1 of your challenge. Part 2, if the cat touches any of our walls, you can use one of these sensing blocks and use an if touching color. You click on that color, and then you can pick the color, and you see how the colors change as I point to different things. And you could use an if touching color, then send back to start. So if touching color, so if it's touching one of the walls, what I'd like you to do is I would like you to send it back to the starting point if it touches one of the walls. The other thing I'd like you to do is I'd like you to bring in a sprite. Once you've got your sprite, so let's say I pick the apple sprite. I've got the apple sprite in there. I'm going to shrink it. So I'm going to go to the looks, and I'm going to set size to, and let's set the size to, let's go with 25%. We'll reduce it by 1/4. So to get that to happen, you click on the block and it reduces it by 1/4. So here's the next part. You're going to bring in a bunch of apples or coins or other objects, maybe mice, and whenever the cat touches the other object, you are going to get the other object to disappear or hide. And you can get the cat to say something like yum, or you could get it to change colors. You do whatever creative things. You maybe get it to do something annoying. Who knows what you can get it to do here. So what you're going to do, again, to review, put the cat in the starting point. If the cat touches any of the walls, the cat will get sent back to the starting point. If the cat touches any of these other objects, those objects will be hidden. I look forward to your Scratch challenges. You can get a copy of this project by remixing it and be able to use it. And then don't forget to tag your work with TLDSB code so that way we can find it and see your awesome work. If you need help, you can also get your teacher to email me and share the link of your specific project, and I can help you out too. Good luck on your challenge, everyone, and I look forward to seeing your work.